Here we have a Bonis Fur Sewing Machine. Should you need to bring it in to have it serviced, if you have a problem with it or you just need to have it gone through and checked out and lubed, the very first thing you're going to want to do is find your little spacer block. Your spacer block is going to go in between the feed arm and the body of the machine. The main body of the machine, you're going to stick the feed block right in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to step on the black pedal, which is going to be the one that is going to open up your feed disc. This is your front feed disc. When you step on the pedal, this arm is going to move out away from the body of the machine. That's where we're going to put the feed block. So I'm going to step on the pedal, which is going to open up my gap between the arm and the body. I'm going to take my block, I'm going to put my block in there. The reason you're going to do this is twofold. One, it's going to move your front feed disc away from your rear feed disc. So there's a gap in between here. So these discs are not going to bang into each other should this front disc get bumped, because you can break the discs. That's one of the reasons this block is there. The other reason for this block is because it's going to extend the chain internally inside the machine down further, so you will be able to unhook it from the fulcrum. So this is your fulcrum, and this is the chain hook that comes from inside the machine that is going to open up your feed discs. Now sometimes these are really difficult to get them out of here. This one's a little bit easier, but it's really difficult to get them out of here because it doesn't hang down far enough. That's why you use your little block to hold open the feed disc. So we're going to step on our black pedal, open up. You see how the chain comes down. We're going to put our block up in between the feed arm and the body of the sewing machine, which is then going to hold our fulcrum and chain down further, so it makes it really easy to remove this chain from the fulcrum. Once this chain that goes up inside the machine has been removed from the fulcrum from down below, you'll need a regular screwdriver with a common tip. We're going to remove all 4 screws. All 4 corners are going to have a screw in them, and that's what you want to make sure that you remove, is all 4 screws, so that you can tilt the machine. So once that's disconnected from the fulcrum below, I can tilt this head up. My chain will come out of the hole, and you'll notice I'll be able to take the belt off of the sewing machine. At this point, I can actually lift the sewing machine up and remove it from the table. We want to reinstall it on our table. First thing you need to do, grab your sewing machine, just set it onto your drip tray. This is your drip tray. Once you set it onto your drip tray, you're going to do 2 things at the same time. You're going to tilt your machine up and back so that you can hook the belt over the top of the hand wheel so it gets in the belt groove. This is your hand wheel. This is your belt groove. We want to make sure that our belt is on our motor pulley down below in the belt groove. It'll look just like this down on your motor. And now then we're going to take our chain and feed it down through the hole that's in our drip tray while we lower our head of our sewing machine. Once we lower our head of our sewing machine, then what we're going to do is we're going to put all 4 screws back in our machine. So I only actually have 2 screws because that's demo purposes. So I'm going to put our 2 screws back in our machine. You would want to do all 4 corner screws so that it holds your machine in place. Then you don't have to crank these down super tight. They just need to be in there good enough to hold the machine to keep it from vibrating around or moving or shifting on you. Now the next thing we need to do in our installation process of our Fur sewing machine, we need to hook up the fulcrum and the chain that is going to open up our feed discs on our sewing machine. We just need to hook this back in place, and it'll be the hole that corresponds to the hole that the chain is coming out of. It'll be the one right below there. You wouldn't want to hook it in any other hole, because either one of these holes, or if there's a different hole in there, it's not going to line up with this hole in the bottom of the table, and it's not going to function for you. So now, once you have this hooked up, you're going to then step on the pedal, the black pedal down below. If you just follow this chain down, it's the pedal that's attached to this chain. So as I step on the foot pedal down below, remember it's supposed to follow that chain. It moves this feed arm forward away from the body of the machine. I'll then be able to remove my block easily. And you see how that opens and closes as I'm stepping on the pedal. So that's going to go, that feed block is going to go, the spacer block is going to go into our drawer, because we're going to save that in case we need to ship the machine off or take the machine in. It helps protect our machine. Plus it makes sure that our chain is down far enough so that our fulcrum will function like it's supposed to. And at this point, you are ready to sew.